Hi everyone, today I'm here with a new chapter for you. The name of the chapter is The Hundred Dresses Worn. It's written by Elso Esta. She was a renowned American children's author and a librarian. The Hundred Dresses is one of her famous writings. And the story, The Hundred Dresses, is a beautiful story based on the real life experience of the author. And this story is about a girl named Vanda who was a Polish immigrant and she had come to America with her family. And then she took admission in the School of American Students. And this story talks about the discrimination and judgmental attitude of the people. In this story, we are going to see how a schoolgirl is teased because of her name and her behavior. That's why in her new school, she feels difficulties to adjust herself. So let's start reading the chapter. Today, Monday, Vanda Petronsky was not in her seat. But nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. It was Monday. The girl named Vanda Petronsky had not still arrived in the class. She was not in her seat. Here the author says the name of two girls. You can see here Peggy and Madeline. These girls actually started making fun of Vanda. They also didn't notice that Vanda didn't come to the class. Usually, Vanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. She sat in the corner of the room with the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was small scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Usually, Vanda is sitting just before the last seat in the last row of room number 13. She sits in the corner of the room where there are the boys who do not get good marks. She is sitting with the boys who are not good in academics and not listening to the class. What kind of boys were sitting in that corner? Do you know? They were noisy, and you can see here the corner of the room where there was more scuffling of feet. What's the meaning of this? They were making noise by dragging their feet on the ground. It was the corner from where roars of laughter would come when anything funny was said in the class. And they used to make fun and they used to even keep the floor dirty because of the mud from their shoes. In that corner of the class, this girl Vanda was sitting. Vanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. She is not rough, tough, or noisy girl. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. On the other hand, we can say that she was very quiet, silent, and she didn't talk to anybody. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. She never even laughed loudly. Sometimes she smiles. When she smiled, her mouth would be twisted in a crooked sort of way. Nobody knew exactly why Vanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights and her feet were usually caked with the dry mud. The students of that class didn't understand why she chose that corner to sit. She was coming from the place called Boggins Heights. When she came to the school, her shoes were usually covered with the mud. So, probably due to that, she was sitting in that corner of the class. But no one really thought much about Vanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. But nobody was really bothered about this girl because she was sitting in that corner of the class. She never spoke to anybody and her shoes were always covered with the mud. The time when they thought about Vanda was outside of school hours, at noon time when they were coming back to school or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. They bothered about this girl only when they were outside of the school, when they were coming to the school during the lunch hours or after the school when group of girls were talking and laughing at her. It was only this time they were bothered about this girl, Vanta. Then sometimes they waited for Vanta to have fun with her. Sometimes some groups of girls would wait for Vanta because they want to make fun of her. The next day, Tuesday, Vanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. On Monday, she didn't come, and no one noticed it, and Tuesday also she didn't come. Nobody noticed that she was absent. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanna was not there. On Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, Vanda's classmates who scored good marks, noticed that Vanda didn't come to the school. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The most popular girl in the school and in the whole class was Peggy because she was very beautiful and had curly hair and wearing beautiful dresses. Her close friend is Maddie. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Vanda's absence was because Vanda had made them late to school. They had waited for Vanda to have some fun with her, and she just had not come. They noticed that Vanda was absent because they had waited for her for a long time to make fun of her, but she didn't turn up. They often waited for Vanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Every time they used to do this, waiting for her, they used to wait for Vanda just to have some fun with her because this gave them a lot of pleasure. Therefore, they wanted to have fun with her. Vanda Petronsky. Most of the children in room number 13 didn't have names like that. Who is Vanda Petronsky? She was a poor Polish girl. She was one of the students in room number 13. They all make fun of her because of her name. Her name, it was peculiar, it was a strange name, or she has a strange name. Nobody had that kind of name. They had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. All the other students in the class had easy names to pronounce like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. So one boy in that class had name like Bounce. His name was actually Willie Bounce. The children thought that that name was also funny, but it's not as funny as Vanda Petronsky. Vanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Vanda was different from the other children. Why was she different from the other children? Because unlike the other children in the class, Vanda was a quiet girl. She was not talking to anybody. So she didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She was always wearing a faded blue dress. You can see here that she always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. What's the meaning of didn't hang right? Didn't fit properly. She was always wearing a faded blue dress, and that dress didn't fit for her properly. It was too loose for her. Even though she was wearing only one dress every day, but it was cleaned but it was not ironed. Okay, you can see that it had never been ironed properly, but it looked cleaned. Okay, it was clean, but it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Even though she had no friends, but a lot of girls used to come and talk to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Sometimes, when the little girl was playing the game called hopscotch in the schoolyard, Vanda used to go there, stand and watch. And at that time, the girl would go and the girls, they would go and surround Vanta. Vanta, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Peggy, who's Peggy here? She's the most popular and famous girl in the school. So, Peggy, what was she doing at that time? She would talk to Vanta in a very courteous manner. What's the meaning of courteous manner? In a very respectful manner or in a polite manner, as she is talking to her own teacher, Miss Mason. Miss Mason is a teacher. Okay, so she would talk to Vanta in a very courteous manner as she is talking to her own teacher, Miss Mason. Vanda should say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? Just to have some fun with her, Peggy would ask a question by nudging one of her friends. What's the meaning of nudge? A gentle push. So, by giving a gentle push, she would ask the question, how many dresses do you have in your closet? What's the meaning of closet? In your almirah. How many dresses do you have in your closet? 100, Vanda would say. She would say that she had 100 dresses. 100? Exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. So all the girls would scream and ask because they couldn't believe that she had 100 dresses, because she always wore one blue faded dress to the school. So when Peggy asking this question and Vanda answering, at that time all the little girls would stop the game and then they would listen to this conversation. Yeah, 100, all lined up, said Vanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. And Vanda would say, yes, I have 100 dresses, and they all are lined up, means that hung one after the other in a neat manner. What are they alike? All silk? I bet, said Peggy. Yeah, all silk, all colors. Velvet too. Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses, Vanda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closet. Then Peggy would ask about the material used to make that dress, and she would also ask about the colors of the dress. Vanda would say that she had velvet, silk dresses, and also she would say that she had dresses in all colors. They made fun of her because they couldn't understand why she made up that story about 100 dresses. Then they would let her go, and then before she had gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. After asking these questions, they would allow her to go, and then they would start laughing loudly because they couldn't believe that somebody would have 100 dresses. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Vanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So, why did she say she had 100? What a story! They all know that this is not true because she was wearing a faded blue dress. And then, how can she say that she had 100 dresses? The children used to feel funny when she says that she had 100 dresses. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greet this. All alike? Oh no, every pair is different. All colors, all lined up. Then they would also ask her, how many shoes do you have? They would ask. She would answer that she had 60 pairs of shoes and all were lined up. Thus, in the same tone, in that mocking tone, they would ask, all alike? She would answer that every pair is different, and she would also say that she had shoes in all colors also. Peggy, who had thought up this scheme, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. It was actually Peggy's idea to embarrass her like that. Even though she was polite, she would start asking all these questions to Wanda to make fun of her. Peggy and Maddie, they were the inseparable friends and they were the last ones to leave the school. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder way every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Finally, Wanda would go alone through the street. She was walking in a funny way because while she was walking, she was moving her shoulder in a funny way. That's called hitching. Here you can see. Okay, hitching. She was moving her shoulder in a funny way, so that also made these people laugh at her. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. Peggy was not actually a cruel girl. She always helped and protected children from bullies, means that she saved many kids from whoever was hurting them. And she also loved animals. That's why she didn't like animals to be mistreated, means treated badly. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Vanta?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did that girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she was not just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. Sometimes somebody would ask Peggy, "Why are you not making fun of her?" Immediately she would say that, "Why Vanda is telling a lie about the number of dresses that she had?" And Peggy also would convince them by saying that Vanda was not an ordinary person. Why did she have a strange name like that? She also would say that no matter how much they teased, but they never made her cry. They used to just ask some questions, have some fun, and then they leave her. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. But nowadays, Maddie didn't like Peggy's asking questions to Wanda about the number of her dresses, about the number of hats, and how many this and that. She was not happy with that. She was embarrassed by the questions Peggy asked Wanda because she was also a poor girl. Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness. She didn't live up on Bogginsides or have a funny name. Here, she was also wearing somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Who? Maddie. Okay, what's the meaning of hand-me-down clothes? Old clothes handed down by someone else. So she was also wearing old clothes, but she was not as poor as Manda. And at the same time, she was happy because she was not living in Bogginsides and she didn't also have a funny name like that of Vanta. Sometimes, when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Maddie was not feeling comfortable when Peggy was asking those questions to Wanda because she knew very clearly that Peggy was actually teasing her by asking such questions to Wanda. So she felt embarrassed because she was also along with Peggy. But what Maddie was doing at that time, she was just counting the marbles in her hand and would stand there without saying anything. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda. Exactly, she would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented that dresses game. Actually, Maddie was not actually feeling sorry for Wanda. If that dress game had not been invented, Maddie would have never known about Wanda. But suppose Peggy and all others started in on her next. She was also worried that suppose if she didn't join with Peggy, perhaps later everyone would start teasing her too. Because Maddie was also a poor girl. She was not as poor as Vanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda Petronsky. We know that she was a poor girl, but Mary was not as poor as Vanda. She thought that she was different from Vanda in the sense that she would never claim that she had 100 dresses, and she was not as poor as Vanda. But she was afraid that others might mock her too. Mary thought that Peggy should not be teasing Vanda and she must stop teasing her.